sort of a valley below you. It's not really a swamp, but you can there's a couple of ponds that you can kind of see scattered around, and a small river running through. And near these ponds and around the river, you can see 12 weird looking shapes that are kind of like glinting and shining in the sunlight. They're a fair ways off, so you can't quite tell how big they are or what they are, but you can definitely see that they're probably at least like hut sized, if not maybe a little bit bigger. You can't quite tell. Small house maybe from what you can determine, because you can see a couple of trees, several trees scattered around there as well and stuff, around the ponds and stuff. So judging by what you can know of tree sizes and things. And they're kind of shaped like, from what you can tell, like very sort of round in shape.
Okay. Well, I mean, I will continue to go toward said little village, what I believe to be the
I'm looking at that village kind of closely.
All right. You don't see anything moving within it apart from, like a few birds flying around and whatnot. So you come down the hills and you start getting closer to them. And now what you can see is they seem to be sort of like bowl-like or dome-like structures, inverted and kind of like angled into the ground. So like they're sticking up out of the ground. They're very shiny and metallic looking.
Shiny and metallic. Yes, I agree. Shallow and pedantic. Would I know what kinds of structures these are? Like, who would have made said structure type? Or
you can definitely run a
ahead and use that second one.
History check, or any sort of knowledge check that you feel might apply. Oh, you already did history.
History's fine. No, that wasn't me. That was Cade.
Okay. As far as your knowledge of history goes, you actually don't know anything that would construct stuff in this manner, especially not out of metals.
No, I just meant like the general shape of the building, and not necessarily the direction they're facing, but just the general shape of the building and the materials they're made of.
Yeah, so based off of that, you have no idea what race or kingdom or group that you know of in history would have built these. So you can assume they're probably either much more ancient or much more recent.
Okay.
I'm going into stealth mode, hopefully.
Okay.
Yay!
I was going to laugh if you crit fail every single one of those times.
I know. And I'm going to get as close as I can to one of them, hopefully right up to one. And investigate it.
Okay.
Also, I'm going to roll a perception because I am on the lookout for any living thing.
Just a second here. I'm trying to find a picture that will represent these pretty well.
Sounds like a hobbit hole. But
okay, so, now, like I said, they're oriented in many different directions, but this is a rough idea of kind of what they would look like. But somewhat, like I said, some of them are tilted in different directions.
That looks like a boob.
They're busting their boob houses.
Kind of. I'm trying to find another image because some of them are kind of they as you're getting closer, and also yes, you're stealthed, right? Yeah, you're stealthed. As you're getting closer and investigating and seeing them much more up close, many of them appear to be like damaged, broken. So there's lots of parts missing. They all kind of seem like they were originally of one sort of design and shape, but many of them are differently shaped, tilted, etc. Now. And here's another image that'll work. Nope, that's not what I want. I want this one.
What'd you say they looked to be made out of? Were they metal or?
They definitely they appear to be very metallic based on the way they're shining and stuff. Okay. But dull. I mean, obviously metallic enough that you can see the glint from far away, but it's like they're not like polished or anything. You can't see your reflection in them or anything like that. And they are not no rust or anything, but just somewhat dirty. And they seem to be sticking up like partway out of the ground. So it's like they're probably, because it's different levels, you can assume there's probably a fair deal to them buried underground.
If there was anyone here, they are surely dead by now.
So Cade, as you continue to investigate around them, you can see that the ones that are most intact and still kind of standing straight up have like an entrance in them.
Okay.
Many of the other ones it's like only the dome part is left, and so it's kind of the dome is just like sitting as a like a half open bowl thing that you could probably stand underneath, but then there's just dirt and kind of stuff and like sunken ground underneath that. So
I'm going to approach the closest one that's intact.
Okay.
And peer inside, hopefully not revealing myself in any way.
Okay. Roll a perception because it's kind of dark inside of it.
I'll take that.
Hey.
So from the kind of entrance that you can see in it, which is near the top of this dome, by the way, because this one is the one that you say that you're investigating. The entrance is near the top, kind of centered on that sort of like nipple-y part that you guys were talking about. And so you've kind of climbed slightly onto the surface of the dome to be able to look inside. You see a staircase descending down.
Friend Cade, what do you see?
I see a staircase. I see a nipple and a staircase.
Nipple staircases, friend.
Yeah, so that's what basically just like a spiral staircase going down.
All right. I'm going to walk down the stairs. I'm going to unsheath my sword and carefully walk down the steps.
Okay.
Very slowly, cautiously, looking for traps and surprises and whatnot.
So as you walk down the spiral staircase, you notice it getting warmer. Not uncomfortably warm, but just like it very quickly reaches from the sort of slightly cool, breezy outside, a very warm, comfortable temperature very quickly upon going down the stairs. Roll another perception check because it's dim light and you don't have dark vision or anything. You can also see what look to be the remains of like small animals.
Okay.
Squirrels, rabbits, things like that.
Ivan, I found you food.
No, these are like skeletons, not recent.
Ivan, I found you food.
Thank you, friend, but I've already eaten.
That's also thanks to him.
Yep.
Okay. Now I'm gonna give you guys another picture here. is basically what they look like inside. There's just sort of a large area and these alcoves around.
Okay.
A lot of them are like collapsed and stuff, so you don't know if they originally connected to anything else or not. But pretty much any of the ones that aren't collapsed you can see are literally just small little alcoves that you can kind of step into.
I am going to descend back up, rejoin the party, and ask Oscar, where is the booze signal coming from?
Let's consult the magical mug.
Okay, and now it's telling you that the closest is still east-southeast. Maybe a tiny bit more south now.
Not here.
Okay. I'm going to just shout out hello. Because why the hell not?
You hear no response.
I call up my Oprechnik friend on the telephone, and I say, "My Oprechnik friend, what do you know about metal boob houses?"
The couple seconds of silence before Soren's responds, and he's like, I have no idea how to respond to that.
Metal boob houses to the south of Bastion.
Metal boob houses?
I cannot describe it any more clearly than what I have.
I know nothing. That does not ring any bells.
I'm gonna pull out my stone.
Mm-hmm.
It's this hut. It's got a bunch of alcoves. You go inside. It goes a staircase down the middle. There's a bunch of alcoves. On the top, it's kind of domed.
Domed. I think I may have heard some explorers talk about this, or maybe read something in my previous research. Let me look through the archives and get back to you.
Thanks. Please and thank you.
At that point, I'm going to pull out mine and say, by the way, we got caught in some kind of temporal loop lightning storm thingy.
Oh, yeah. That too.
Lightning storm, temporal loop.
To the wandering hills. Ring the bell.
Yes, this could explain why people have disappeared there in the past. Well, it's good that you were managed to break free, apparently.
Lightning.
Lightning,
That time. Yeah, I hit a tree with it.
Hit a tree with lightning. Interesting. I'll definitely make a note of that just in case.
Tree plus lightning equals exit temporal loop. Just scratches that into a notebook.
Along with a lot of question marks. Like,
also, it's right underneath. It's right underneath metal boob houses.
And then a very poorly drawn picture of a seal.
Yeah, so he's gonna go check on in the archives in the library. Well, his library, where he's got a lot of the historical records and research and stuff. Anyways,
can we still see the smoke from where we're at?
at this point, the smoke you can't see it, so it's either dissipated or it's out of your line of sight.
What do you think? Head towards the booze, head towards the smoke?
Generally, booze means people.
I'm okay with people.
That was my thought. Booze it is.
so we didn't see anything in the boob houses?
I didn't go that far in.
No, they were all just kind of
You
crumbly.
kind of peeked around, saw that there were the alcoves and stuff, and then left, and you haven't looked at any of the other ones. So
How many are there?